I really debated on which palette to use today for this video because I love all of our palettes. My go-to palette is the Glam Up palette. It's perfect for all skin tones. It's got a mix of shimmers in here, a mix of mattes, some darks, some lights. And what's really great about any of our palettes is that, like, say you're in a hurry and you just want like a simple look, you can come along here to Asher and just swipe that across your entire eye, and that can be your color for the day. You can do the same thing with Raina. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of combine all these colors into, remember what I called my, like my going out look? Or like the look that I go to when I know that I want to feel nice and beautiful and everything. Well, this is this look right here. Okay, so the first place I start with is Nefertiti, this beautiful gold right through here. And Nefertiti is going to be my highlight color. So when people talk about their highlight color, they're talking about what goes on their brow bone, right? Like this. Oh, the other thing I just remembered that I forgot is eye primer. So we have a really great eye primer. The reason you want an eye primer is that you actually end up using less product and you make these colors look a lot more bold when you use an eye primer. Okay, the next one I'm going to come down to here is Ashes. Now, we are going to come back and forth with Ashes. So just hold tight if you end up having questions. This is a fluffy crease brush. This is one of my most favorite brushes ever. And that is because the fluffy crease brush blends super nicely. And it's just a really versatile brush. So as you can see, it not only goes in my crease, I am putting Ashes everywhere, but this fluffy crease brush comes back in and I can really concentrate color right in my crease, as you can see that, and out into my outer V. Makes it super handy to have, super handy brush. And kind of covers as much territory as you want it to cover. Now, the one thing that I still do, if you want to call it a mistake, or things that I think about every time, is if you hold your brushes near the back, you actually have much more control over them than when you're holding them like this. Hold them lightly and in the back, and you actually have more control of your brushes and where they're headed to on your face. Okay, next color up is this beautiful color. It is called Raina. I adore this color. Now, it's a lighter color, and it's going to go right here on our lids. How pretty is that? So pretty. Right through there, just like that. Now, you don't have to have this kind of a brush to put these soft shimmers on. You can also use a double end brush, like a powder right there, one of those. This is just what I've done for a really long time, and so I keep using the same brushes and techniques. And look, see, I just caught myself. Beginner's Guide to Beauty. We learn together around here. Again, if you hold your brushes here at the end, you have more control over them. Also, when it comes to these shimmers, while I am brushing it on, I'm also patting it on. And the reason you pat is that you actually get more bang for your buck. Does that make sense? Like, it goes on brighter and clearer and things like that. Now, the other thing everybody needs in their makeup arsenal is an angled shadow brush. We're going to go over here to Dubai, and Dubai is going to go in our outer V. So we're going to come right here, and we're going to make like a V in the outer V, and we're going to run Dubai up into our crease and through the last part of that shadow of Raina on the edge of our eye, just right like that. Going to do the other side. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to come back here because I said this is kind of my going out look, kind of date night look. And I want this to be even more dramatic. So we're going to come back to our fluffy crease brush. Remember, we put Ashes everywhere, and then we've put some of the colors over Ashes, which was our crease color. I'm going to come back in here with Noor, barely dab it, barely. And we're going to come back in here into that crease, make it just a little bit more dramatic. See that? And then it also blends really well into Dubai, which was our like copperish, real pretty color right there. Gonna put a tiny dab of Noor in each eye crease. Now, it looks like I may have gotten a little bit too much Noor on this eye. So we're going to come back, and this is how you fix this kind of stuff with ashes. I'm going to go over it again, going to blend a little bit more, pull some of that out of there, just right like this, and then come back in with Dubai again. Up and over. There we go. Up and over. And making sure all that matches. Okay, now to finish this off, when we're talking about like really nighttime looks, going into glam looks, I've got some other looks that I'm going to do for y'all as like the YouTube channel keeps loading and things like that. One of them is how to transition from day to night makeup. This right here was a good little hint on how to do that, is you darken things up when you go from day to night. So we could have stopped before I started adding in the darkness right there on the ashes, and that would have been the perfect day look. It still would have been a good night look. But if you want a little bit more drama, you go darker at night. The other thing for all y'all to notice as well is I have a hooded eye, meaning that my my lid folds over. So there are some really key rules when it comes to hooded eyes that you want to pay attention to. One of the main one is, if you looked when I talked about my crease, matte, matte, you can bookend those and do all the shimmer you want, but when you're talking about your crease, you want matte shadows in that crease if you have a hooded eye. Otherwise, it closes down your eye and you lose it makes your eye look smaller is what it does. Okay, now we're going to keep going here and talk about eyeliner. Back with Noor. And here's another really good hint for hooded eyes, is you are not going to line your entire eye. You're going to line that outer V of your eye, and we're going to smoke that out here in just a second. We do have really good eyeliners, and I will use those in another video. I've also had several people that are allergic, not to our eyeliners, but to eyeliners in general. A lot of clients that are allergic to eyeliners in general. And so what I have learned to do and what I have taught them to do is start using your eyeshadows as your eyeliners. These shadows will stick as an eyeliner. Okay, let me clean off my liner brush here, and we're going to finish this look off. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going to come in here, and we're going to go back to Nefertiti, which is what was our highlight. And we're going to come back in here, and we're going to go and line our inner corners right like this, and we're going to brighten that entire area up. Not only does this give a little drama to the look, a little bit of fanciness to this look. Everybody likes fancy. I don't care who you are. Everybody likes fancy. This also helps a hooded eye because this right here brings your attention inward and it helps expand that eye. So right there like that. Okay, we are almost done. I normally don't do videos this long, so it kind of cracks me up that I've actually made it this far. Now, I told you that this was like my favorites, right? So we're on to lip liner. This is color 203. So the reason I like this color is that it is super neutral. And I should have sharpened it before I started this video. This is hilarious. I've used it this much. That's funny. Okay, so I like this color not only because it's neutral. It goes with my absolute favorite lip color that we carry. It also goes with my other lip colors that we carry because it is so neutral. I wouldn't use it with red. But why are we lining our lips? So as we get older, lips can tend to run. We can tend to get flatter and lose that plumpiness. By filling out this little part right here and really emphasizing that Cupid's bow, you're going to make your lips look plumper. And by coloring in your lips with the lip liner, you're giving your lips something to hold on to. This, love, 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 love this color. This is our VFX Elite Lipsticks. This is Retro Rose. Such a classic color. This and Cool Girl are my two absolute go-tos. Now, you saw how I applied it over the lip liner, and we're going to let that dry. These lip colors are my absolute favorites because once they dry, They stay put. Wine, water, pop. I don't care. They stay put. What's also nice about this applicator is you can get in there and do what I call the tedious work, the picky work, that sort of a thing. That's what these do. Now, while that's drying, we're going to move on to mascara. This is Limitless. It has a built-in growth serum. And I think we should all do a contest of the faces we make when we're putting on mascara, right? So funny. All the faces we make. I told y'all I am an I Love Lucy show waiting to happen. Don't worry, I can fix that. But seriously, y'all, this is me. Like, I am an I Love Lucy show waiting to happen, and things like this happen to me on a regular basis. So I've had to learn how to fix lots of things on a regular basis as well. Just hold tight. We're going to make sure that dries, and then I'll show you a fun and good little trick to get rid of it. So, Limitless. When it comes to mascaras, I also like to mix and match our mascaras. I will use Zen as a base coat and then top it with 3D Effect for big, fat, fluffy lashes. Our Double Lash Extend is the Falsy mascara. That one makes your lashes absolutely huge and absolutely beautiful. This one, the more coats you put on, the bigger and fluffier your lashes get. Okay, so I think that is dry. I'm going to come back here with the spoolie and my brush. Okay, it wasn't quite dry. Oh, goodness. There we go. There we go. Between the spoolie end and a little spit, we're good. Now, as you can see, my highlight's gone. Typical me, y'all. Typical me. So, I'm going to come back in here with the kabuki. Put that back on. Give myself a little bit more highlight right through here to kind of fix that. And there, you can tell, you never can tell that it happened. Now, last but not least, my favoriteest product ever is the Terracotta Porcelain Powder. Perfecting Powder, Porcelain Powder. And I have used this so much that I literally have lost the lid. I've got a new one coming. Double-sided face brush. This acts as not only a finishing powder, it acts as a setting powder, and it takes years off your life. I'm not kidding you. This blurs lines, wrinkles. It is a little miracle worker in itself. And depending on how you feel, right through here, and right along there. See if this is dry. Mwah. See? I wish I should have brought like a drink with me. This color and this lip product stays put. It's fantastic. Right, that is it. That is my absolute faves. Thank y'all for hanging in here, and I hope to see you soon. Please message me with questions, hit the website, drop me questions, find me on Facebook, Instagram.